Today on Sports Central, we're going over 5 reasons why the Alabama Crimson Tide are to beat Ohio State and win the 2021 College Football Playoff National Championship. And this has definitely been the most dominant, the most consistent team in the nation all season. This is certainly a team that can win yet another national title this season. Today we go over 5 reasons why that's going to happen, and these reasons will be in no particular order. That being said, we're going to start off with number 1, which is going to be quarterback Mac Jones. He's got a great offense to work with that includes wide receiver Devante Smith. And Devante Smith is really as good of a receiver as you can get in the college level. I mean, if you look at his stats, they pretty much explain themselves. But I mean, if you look at Mac Jones here, Mac Jones has got a great offense to work with. He's got a great offensive line in front of him. And that's been a huge factor in why Alabama has been so successful on the offensive side, is because, their offensive line has been very improved all season. And that's been huge for Mac Jones this year. He's playing as good as he ever has. And the thing is about him as well is that he continues to improve. If you look at his 2020 stats, already put up over 4,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, 4 interceptions as well, which is outstanding through 12 games. We're not through 14 games right now. We're only through 12, and he's put up over 4,000 yards. And his pass completion percentage is by far the best in the SEC. He's put up a 77% completion rate, which is actually 7% above the second most accurate quarterback in the SEC. So Mac Jones is outstanding in the accuracy level, and I also think he leads the nation in pass completion accuracy. So Mac Jones is extremely skilled in that area, and his touchdown interception rate pretty much explains itself. 36-4 is outstanding. Number 2 is going to be the experience on the Alabama side. This team has got lots of experience in the college football playoff, and that is definitely that's a huge example of how successful this team has been. If you look at over the past 5 years, or even the past 6 years, this team has been to 5 of the last 6 national championship games, and that includes several college football playoff appearances as well. So if you look at since 2015, this team has won 2 championships in 2015 and 2017, and Alabama has had a ton of success since. This is a team that hasn't finished the season outside of the top 10 in quite a while. So Alabama's been an outstanding team, and I expect that to continue going into this matchup. Alabama's got as good of a team as they've had in quite a while. Nick Saban has had some great teams, but I honestly think this team with Mac Jones, he's got several NFL players on this team right now. He's got Mac Jones, he's got Devante Smith, Najee Harris, several offensive linemen, several defensive players as well. So, this Alabama team is stacked this season, and that's been a huge reason why they've been so successful. Number 3 is going to be Devante Smith, receiver on the Alabama side. That's been the top one by far. Best receiver in the nation by far, in my opinion. He's a Heisman contender, and he's got Mac Jones to work with, which is even better for him. Mac Jones is also almost as good of a quarterback as you can get. If you look at Mac Jones, once again, his accuracy rate is above the roof. If you look at Devante Smith, too, he's put up 21 touchdowns this season. He's got 21 receiving touchdowns on the year, which is outstanding. Most receivers can't even hope to get above 15, let alone Devante Smith has got over 20 right now. And he's also put up the most receiving touchdowns in yardage in the SEC by far. It's not even close. Devante Smith is definitely the best receiver in the nation, and that's going to be a huge factor for Alabama coming into this game. This guy is very tough to cover, and that's been a huge part of all of Alabama's success, especially on the offensive side this season. Devante Smith is going to have a huge factor in this game. 4 is going to be Najee Harris, running back for the Alabama side. He leads the SEC in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns this season, as he's got nearly 1,400 yards with 24 touchdowns on the year. Definitely a top 3 running back in the nation, in my opinion, and really, he's playing as good as he ever has for sure. If you look at his stats, once again, 1,400 yards. It's been an outstanding season for Najee Harris. And really, if you look at any offense here, you could have a great quarterback, you could have a great running back, and you could have an outstanding wide receiver. But if you don't have a good offensive line, that pretty much cancels out everything else. And really for Alabama this season, they've been extremely improved in the offensive line position. From 2019 to 2020, this team has improved a ton on the offensive line. That's had a huge factor in why Najee Harris has been so successful in 2020, and that's going to be a huge factor in why Alabama could easily win this game. Number 5, though, is going to be Nick Saban. He's won 5 national championships with Alabama, so he's got a ton of experience in national championship games. He's got lots of experience all around. He's arguably got the most talented team he's ever had this year. If you look at Alabama this season, you've got several, once again, future NFL players on this team. You got Devante Smith, who's going to be a first-round pick. You got Mac Jones, you got Najee Harris, you got several players on the defensive side that easily will be in the NFL at some point. And really for Nick Saban, this is as good of a team as he's ever coached. And really he's got several players, once again, that will be headed to the NFL. Nick Saban's going to be a huge factor in why Alabama could win this game, is because, once again, of how much experience he has. And I definitely think Alabama in the end should be the favorite going into this matchup. That being said, there are some of my 5 reasons why the Alabama is going to win the national championship in 2021 over Ohio State. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this game. Let me know your score predictions, all of that down in the comments. I appreciate you guys all watching and sticking around. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll see you guys all later.